Good morning, grade fives. I've decided to send a YouTube video because then I can talk a little bit longer and then go through everything that we have to do. So you don't have to see me, you only have to see what's happening in the book. So today we're going to start with geometric patterns. Now remember, in the beginning of the term, we did numeric patterns, which was topic 4, page 18. So you can always go back to see what we did there. Now, numeric patterns are pattern that gets add on, like 3, 5, 7. It grows in a different way. So, but what you can see is we'll be doing spidergrams again. We will be doing the tables with the input and the output and the rule. So you need to figure out the rule, etc. But these patterns are a little bit different. So for today, I want you to please go to page 88 in your book and read with us. So things that we're going to be doing in this chapter, we will be identifying geometric patterns, extend them, identify and extend, identify a rule that applies to a pattern, describe a rule in different ways, and then also create some patterns. And then here is important. A pattern, we've done that since grade 1. Usually we would have a triangle and a square and a circle. Then what would come next? A triangle and a square and a circle. But as we grow older, we do it a little bit differently. So patterns, repeated arrangements of shapes, numbers, colors, or lines, we know that. And then a geometric pattern is a repeated arrangement of shapes. So if you look in the book today, okay, we will start with the first example. You can, I know we did this in grade 4, but if you like, you can get a box of matches, or no, that's dangerous. Or maybe even I've got some toothpicks here. So you can even use those to basically build your shapes. So if you like, let me just move the book quickly out of the way. You can take your matches and then, for example, build the first shape. Only if you like, then you will see that the first picture, the first pattern number 1, square number 1, uses 4 matches. Then the second one uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's a much bigger one. Then you can also, if you like, then build. You'll just need a bunch of matches. But in any case, that's what you can do while you are going through the example on your own. Now, let me just put the matches away. Or you can use toothpicks if you don't have matches. You can also use pens. The problem is you won't have many pens that are the same size that you have like 30 of them. Look, I've got lots of pens on my board, but it won't be enough to even make the second shape. So we use something that is similar in size that you can use. Earbuds would also probably work. So you can play around with it. So when you do it yourself, visually you understand how patterns grow in different scenarios. So you can read this example on your own. But basically, if I just tell you, the first one had 4. So you can even write that down. Had 4. The second one had 8 matches. And then the third one, let's see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Now this looks like this thing is growing in multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. So the next pattern will most likely have 16 matches or whatever thing you will be using. So you can describe this pattern in different ways. It is a pattern of squares with each square bigger than the one before. That's kind of logical. Or it is a pattern of squares with each square using more matchsticks than the one before. That's what we figured before doing a calculation. But how can you explain going from the first diagram to the next? I add 4 matchsticks. Or I add 1 match to each side of the square. So if you're experimenting, so here you added an extra one, an extra one, an extra one, and an extra one. That's why you added 4, 1 on each side, to get to 8. And then you just carried on with the ever-growing pattern. I mean, this pattern can go on forever and ever and ever and ever. We will just not be able to build or even understand how many matches we will be using, but it can continue. Then they can ask you, draw the next 2 squares in the pattern. So now we're going to do 16. Let's see if I was right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, that's perfect. So you can continue. And then what comes after 16 then will be 20. So this one will have 20. In a table, remember, we were multiplying. Basically, the rule for this one is then times 4. I'm sure you guys get that. So the first pattern is 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4, 4 times 4, and 5 times 4. That you get. We can draw these, but what if we've got 35? Now, there's no ways that I'm going to build the 35th pattern with I don't know how many matches, because you have to times with 4. And then, if I can quickly check over here for us, it will have 140 matches. So we will not be able to build it. So in certain scenarios, we will be able to build, or we will be able to count 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. But to know the rule of a pattern is very important, because with the rule, I can then work out the 35th picture, if you hear what I'm saying, or the 100 without counting in multiples of 4 until I get to 1,000,000. We will not be able to do that. That is why we work out a rule. Then also what we can do, see on the next page is, if the diagram number is the input, we know. So the diagram number, so number 1 and number 2 and number 3, that is the input. What rule can you use to get the number of matchsticks as the output? The rule is the number of matchsticks equals 4 times the diagram number of the square. Or we can say the input number is the triangle, the picture number, times 4 will give us the output number. So there you have that. Then a flow diagram, or in grade 1 and 2 we called it a spidergram. It's the same thing. These ones we also did in term 1. These ones were fun. So you have the rule in the middle. And then you can also say 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, etc., etc. And then how many matchsticks will you need for diagrams 6, 12, 8, and 35? Because remember, we won't be able to count all the way, but we can just say 6 times 4, 8 times 4, 12 times 4, and 35 times 4, which is 140. So that's today's exercise. We're going to try and do it. They just have triangles. So if you like, you can use your matches or your toothpicks or your earbuds to have a little bit of fun with the shapes. Then you can do that exercise. And when you're done, you can also attempt to do this one. This one might be a little bit trickier because we have to think outside of the box. So it might not be as easy as the first one, but let's see how it goes. So I will still be here for the rest of the hour. We can do all these fun stuff, and then tomorrow we'll continue with something else. Great, super.